All right, let's talk about this really powerful short story by the one and only Toni Cade Bambara. We're going to follow this young girl, Geraldine Moore, and watch as her absolute worst day ever somehow, unexpectedly, turns into this moment of pure, beautiful art.
So, right at the center of it all is this one big question. Can the raw, messy truth of our problems, the actual list of things that keep us up at night, can that actually be art? Can it be poetry? Let's get into it.
Okay, so first things first, we need to meet Geraldine. Now, her world isn't shaped by some big, dramatic tragedy. It's more like a death by 1,000 cuts, a constant draining drip of small, everyday problems.
And this is where Toni Cade Bambara's writing is just genius. She doesn't just tell you Geraldine's family is poor. No, she makes you feel it through these little indignities that just pile up and wear you down. For Geraldine, just getting through a single school day is a major battle.
I mean, just look at this stuff. It paints such a vivid picture, doesn't it? You can practically feel those itchy rubber bands she uses to hold up her torn socks. Or, get this, her gym suit is all chewed up because she looks after a dog for just $1 a week. She has to walk past the hot dog stand every day, smelling the food, knowing she can't have any. Then there's the weird-looking soup at school and her stomach growling so loud that she has to drag her feet to cover up the sound. Every single one of these things is like a little weight she has to carry around.
So, all these daily battles, they're all about to build up to a breaking point. We've seen the constant grind, but now the story's big conflict is about to come crashing into her life.
All those little, manageable weights she's been carrying are about to get replaced by one single, absolutely crushing catastrophe. That chronic, day-to-day hardship, it's about to become a full-blown crisis. Imagine this. She's walking home from school, and she sees furniture piled up on the sidewalk. Now, in her neighborhood, that's not exactly a shocking sight, but then her stomach just drops. She sees an ironing board that looks way too familiar, and then she sees it. The big, ugly sofa with the exact same hole a dog chewed into it. And she realizes, oh no, that's her furniture. Her family is being evicted. And just to make it 1,000 times worse, as she's standing there just processing this horror, the building superintendent walks by. He just wipes some sweat off his face and mutters to nobody in particular, "Poor people sure got a hard row to hoe." It's not like he's trying to be cruel, but it's just so blunt, so impersonal. It reduces her family's entire world falling apart to just a casual, tired old saying. So, with the weight of all that on her shoulders, seeing her family's stuff out on the street, Geraldine goes to her English class. And it's here that her private world of chaos just slams head-on into the totally disconnected world of school. This here just lays it all out. The disconnect is incredible, isn't it? While her teachers are going on about abstract things like cubes and cylinders, her mind is on very real problems: rent, light, and gas bills. They're talking about how the body is a wonderful machine in hygiene class, and she's just thinking about how to get through tomorrow. So you can imagine, when her English teacher asks for a pretty poem about flowers, it's just the last straw. Now, her teacher, Mrs. Scott, actually gives this really beautiful open-ended definition of what a poem is. She says it's not about rhymes or rules, it's just your own special way of saying what you feel and what you see. And it's so ironic because that simple definition basically opens the door for everything that's about to happen.
And that's it. Geraldine just breaks. The pressure of her reality, the absurdity of this assignment, it all just boils over. She speaks up right in the middle of class, and all that pain and frustration just comes pouring out. She says she can't write a poem because her life isn't lovely, that she hasn't even seen a flower since Mother's Day.
And then she just lets it all out, the raw truth of her day. No birds are singing at her window. Instead, just the rain comes and the bills come and the men come to move out our furniture. She thinks she's failing. She's literally apologizing for not being able to write a pretty poem. But what she's actually doing is being brutally, painfully honest.
So in the silence that follows, you can bet everyone is expecting Geraldine to get in huge trouble. But what happens next is the real turning point of this whole story. Her teacher, Mrs. Scott, has a totally different reaction. She hears something else entirely in Geraldine's words. Instead of scolding her, Mrs. Scott is just stunned. She tells Geraldine that what she just said was the most poetic thing. And in that one moment, she reframes everything. Geraldine's outburst isn't defiance, it's creation. She recognizes the art in the authentic, painful truth, giving a voice to an experience that most people just ignore. And this is the story's beautiful resolution. Mrs. Scott doesn't just praise Geraldine quietly. She validates her entire experience right there in front of the class, and in doing so, she completely redefines what poetry can be for everyone in that room.
And this part is so key. She goes up to the chalkboard and writes down Geraldine's exact words. She doesn't correct the grammar, she doesn't change don't to doesn't or fix can't write no pretty poem. No, she honors Geraldine's actual voice, keeping all of its raw power and authenticity.
And there it is, on the board for everyone to see. Her list of worries, which she thought was a confession of failure, is now being presented as a work of art. The words that came straight from her pain are now titled with her name, Geraldine Moore, Poet.
And just like that, the entire vibe in the classroom shifts. Her classmates aren't laughing at her, they're smiling. They're tapping her on the shoulder, kind of gently teasing her about being the school poet. She's finally been seen, and she's been understood. And as she leaves, she sees her teacher, whose back is to the class, and her shoulders are shaking. Not with anger, but with deep, profound emotion.
So this story leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. Geraldine didn't try to write a poem. She just spoke her truth. And it makes you wonder, in our own moments of frustration or just raw honesty, when we're just trying to say what we feel and what we see, what poem did we write today without even realizing it?